So last year, we got reports out of the CPFSA through their psychology unit that some of the boys had complained that members of staff had abused them. Abuse meaning had treated them in ways that would be considered outside of the disciplinary process that the home is to execute when a child does something wrong. Mm-hmm. That process is not an unusual process that happens. The CPFSA sends in what is called a smile mobile, and they evaluate children. It is during those interviews that this information came out. I am learning that there were boys at the home at the time who had encouraged the children to lie. These were older boys who had been placed at the homes, who were extorting the children, abusing them, threatening them, and there was quite an amount of fear of these boys by the little ones. If you look at the list of the children that are involved here, they are small children.
What age group are you talking about?
We're talking about children that are under 12.
Okay.
All right. Now, out of those allegations, the OCA, the CPFSA sent the information to the OCA.
That's the Office of the Children's Advocate?
Right. Mm-hmm. Because that's what the law suggests, right?
Right.
Though the registry is at the CPFSA, the OCA is outside. The OCA came in, conducted their own quote-unquote investigations with the children. I was interviewed and I told them that I was not aware of these allegations. And when I said not being aware, there are incidents that happen at the home from time to time that is brought to my attention. We deal with that. It's not a perfect place. The OCA conducted some general sessions with the boys. I don't know if those can be considered investigations, but they did not speak to the members who the allegations were made against. As a matter of fact, by the time the OCA came, 3 of the 4 members had already left the home.
And these were the bigger boys?
Bigger boys?
You're right. You say the 3 of them, the members. Oh, you mean the adults, the staff. The staff
had already left the home. They left on their own volition. 1 remained. The CPFA is not aware of this information, so they wrote to us naming the 4 persons and asked us to send them away. In other words, interdict them. Mm-hmm. And if we did not do it, they would take the children away. That threat was made upon us from last year, that you interdict these children or we taking away the children from you. And I said to them that I will not do it. That if I am going to interdict members of my staff, I need the evidence. Because you're talking now about taking a legal action which could place the home in a position of being brought before the Ministry of Labour for unfair dismissal. If you are asking me to interdict also, I have to replace the staff. And the home, being a charity, is not in a position to have people at home sitting down paying them and have their replacements on the ground paying also. I put that in writing to the CPFSA. The CPFSA subsequently, last year, called the chairman, Mr. Finnegan, to ask why was the interdiction being resisted. And he again said to them that we still have not been provided with any evidence. To date, all we have been given is our names of children, of staff members that have committed abuse. We have been given no evidence and the members have not been spoken to. On Monday, without any consultation, without any further meetings, a notice was issued that the home will be closed this week. Our position is that this is unfair, unjust, and a dereliction of duty of the agency itself to not follow due process or to have the respect and regard for a home that exists has existed for almost 50 years, to close it on allegations that have not been tool nor any consultation with the board or management of the home is arbitrary and an injustice, right?
How do you plan to challenge this going forward?
There are several things that we are looking at. One, that the rights of the children themselves, the rights that CPFSA is seeking to protect, they are breaching them even at this time. Today, the children cannot go to school because of how traumatized they are. The children were not consulted as the law stipulates. They should be individually consulted about a decision to remove them from a place that they call home. The agency is the regulator. They are not the caregivers of the children. And the agency is separating the children from their caregivers. That is a breach of their own law. The law suggests, I can't quote the section, that the children must be individually spoken to and agree to the decision. The children have not agreed to the decision. As a matter of fact, they have been protesting against it. Right? I have to recall in our protest that the boys want to. They don't want to go to school. They want to challenge it themselves. That is from the standpoint of the boys. As far as we are concerned, we cannot prevent the CPFSA from taking away the children. The children are placed in our care by them. What we intend to do is to ask for a legal opinion on the veracity of the action the CPFSA has taken. This action, without consultation, to revoke the license of a home without notice or due process, is a matter that we are going to challenge through the courts. We have written to the CPFSA, we have written to the minister, and we are engaging a legal team to put this matter before the court. I think an action may be filed as early as today. We are not suggesting that there may not be breaches, but if a policeman commits a breach, you don't close down the station. If a school teacher commits a breach, you don't close down the school. And I want to say this to you, my brother, that the recent dismissal of the former head of the CPFSA, Ms. Gage Gray, came about because of alleged sexual abuse at a home supervised by the CPFSA. The home was not closed. The home remained open today. Allegations of abuse in any facility does not result in the closure of the facility, especially where the persons involved or alleged to be involved have been removed or have removed themselves. You still close the facility? This is the worst injustice I've experienced as part of this organization for over 12 years. I've never seen something like this. And even the officers of the CPFSA, they will not say it, have felt that it was a high-handed, authoritarian, and quite a despicable act by the agency. And we are going to challenge it. And we are going to fight, not because we believe the children are angels, but because we believe that an injustice has been done. And injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Justice must not only be seen to be done, but it must manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be done. And this is not a just. And we believe, at least I am hoping, that we are operating in a just society. Not a perfect society. A society where things go wrong. Yes? And that we are transitioning. The country itself is transitioning from a system of discipline, of corporal punishment. We're coming out of slavery to now a worldwide acceptance that we have to change the way we discipline children. Right? And so we are transitioning. The transition is going to take some time. It involves consultation. It involves training and retraining. We are committed to that. We have been doing that. We have actually employed full-time on our staff someone with expertise to train in behavior modification, to train in conflict management, so that our staff can be on the cutting edge. Sunbeam had intended to lead the process that the CPFSA is engaging in changing the way we care, using a more holistic developmental approach of trauma-informed, for us to now be basically kicked out of the pool we don't feel good about it.
Tell me something. Has there ever been a point in time where there have been an investigation or an assessment done at the boys' home by the CPFSA and you would have dealt with the matter differently, or they would have dealt with the matter differently
Yes.
vis-a-vis how
Yes.
they are dealing
Yes.
with it now?
Over the years, whenever matters like these arise, you come in, you speak with the people involved, you look at the offense that has been committed. Sometimes we, from our perspective, have recommended that members be dismissed. Officers of the CPFSA have said no. Work with them, train them, expose them, guide them. Remember, nobody comes to the home with expertise, you know. These are people who come in, love children, and have to be trained. There's no school in Jamaica that trains caregivers, right? In the past, this is not how it has been done. There has always been consultation. And my brother, even if the license was to be revoked or rescinded, you know, must give us some notice, man. You know, must have some consultation. You know, just take it away like that.
How many boys are there now? Because I see they're saying that they started removing the boys from yesterday.
No
from
boy
Monday.
has been removed. Right? No child has been removed since
Okay.
the license has been, since the letter has come that way.
Okay. How many boys you have there registered?
I
In your
think it's
care.
45.
45. Well, I appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, thanks, man.